Welcome to episode 96 of Trusty Hogs.
My name is Helen Bauer. What's your name? Is it Catherine Bohart? Is it actually?
Yeah.
We are going to do a podcast where we talk about our lives, how we thrive, how we survive, and then we're going to have on a guest this week. It is Edinburgh Comedy Award Winner.
In honor of our Edinburgh, in many ways the Edinburgh episode, because I'll be in Edinburgh when you're listening to this.
Right now.
Helen, I'll be in Edinburgh doing a work in progress from the 2nd to the 9th.
Shit.
And then on the 9th, I'm recording a 2-part radio series that's under my name called Who Runs the World. It's about women in politics. And then at the end of the month, when you go to Edinburgh, I'll be at Soho doing work in progress on a different radio show. But I say all of that to say, this week, when you're listening to this, I will have driven with my girlfriend in the car to Edinburgh 7.5 hours.
Welcome to Trusty Hogs.
Will I have made it?
Wait,
will our relationship have made it?
Through the fog, step forth the trusty hogs. Yeah, you're gonna give them your problems and they will solve them, or maybe they won't, and that's your problem. They'll have guests and Andrew White on the tech. Oh, it's Helen and Catherine as the Trusty Hogs. Trust the Trusty Hogs, or maybe not.
So we're recording this just before Catherine goes to Edinburgh. You're in Edinburgh right now. So on the 2nd of August, you're driving up.
No, so here's what will have happened if you're listening to this. On the 31st of August, I will have driven
That's 1st of July.
to myself and Ellen to Edinburgh.
Fucking hell.
Then if we've made it through that, she is then going to the important thing to say about us is we met in Edinburgh last year. Mm-hmm. So she has this vision, I think, of it being like
people remember
return to that. Okay. But
getting fingered in the corner?
I just no such thing. She wouldn't. The point is in the interim.
I know what I saw.
She's going
Kumar saw it too.
Yeah, I know what we saw.
Shut up, both of you. But so she's like, she's not working. So she's like, romantic return to our place that we met. And I'm like, my show is at noon every day, baby girl. And also, she's teching, but it's a work in progress show, which is to say that she's going to see me in my roughest material. And most of it's, let's be honest, going to be about our lives. Every day. Why have I agreed to that? And get this.
I don't think you've agreed. I think you've asked. I feel like you've asked her to take it.
Because she was like, well, like, come. And I was like, well, yeah, but do you want, like, I have to pay somebody to do it. So, like, you might as well have the money.
Oh, God, these are such strong relationship choices.
Wait for it.
No. She's not also doing your radio show or something.
No. But... So I answered an email. You know when you're in a rush, you're like, oh, yeah, that sounds grand. Yeah, that sounds grand. And I had this, like, sudden feeling, like, I'd said, yeah, that's grand. And then I, like, you know, like, you check in with your body and you're like, something doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't feel right. I threw my sent messages and just was like, did I just agree to... Oh, I did.
No, what did you do?
Apart from day one of the Fringe, I have agreed, which people should agree, but should I? I have agreed to allow all of my performances to be relaxed. And that means that people, whether for neurodivergent or practical reasons or like babes in arms or whatever the circumstances, can come in and go out, move around, make noise.
Yeah.
Helen, you're not really having a reaction to this. I said this to Ellen and I think she quite correctly was like, are you going to change your whole stage persona? Because I'm like, if there's a button in the room, if anyone even so much is like hello to somebody beside them, I'm usually like, what should I say to her? I'm so easily distracted.
Once you decide that the performance you're doing is relaxed, you will not do that. I know, I understand the worry.
Hope so.
I will say this as well for relaxed performances. I think people have an idea in their head of what they're going to be like.
Like generally
lights on. Honestly, it is just like a regular show, but no one gets picked on.
Okay.
And to be completely frank with you, you are so good at body language and picking up on signals. You don't talk to people who wouldn't want to be talked to anyway. You just don't.
You're nice.
You have a very good grounding in not that it's a good or bad thing to not have a grounding in social convention, but I don't think people who don't want to be talked to are spoken to by you anyway.
You're so nice.
And also just another thing as well. anyone can go to a relaxed performance, okay?
Oh, yeah, and that is the thing. Sorry, obviously everyone can go. It's just that it's like an inclusive space, and I'm really glad I'm doing it. But also, I was like, oh God, when I'm nervous, I do tend to be like, where are you going? What you up to? What you saying to each other?
Yeah, but to certain people, you don't do it to people who are.
Well, you're being so sincere and nice. I thought you'd just mocked me.
Only because, like, I remember when relaxed performances became a thing, and I was working at the National, like, in catering at this point, and they started doing relaxed theatre performances, and like there was like really progressive and really good, but also there was some people being like, oh, what the fuck's this going to be, or like, I don't want to go on a relaxed day, and it's like, it's just the show, apart from if someone feels uncomfortable or doesn't want to be there anymore, or like needs to do something, or like attend to a medical issue or whatever it is,
I feel better.
They can. Like, I honestly think you won't even realise you're doing a relaxed performance.
Okay, good, because I hosted a gig the other night, which we do need to talk about as well.
Yes.
That Jodie Mitchell was on.
Love it.
And Jodie Mitchell described themselves as a anxiety safe performer.
Yeah.
And I described myself after that, obviously, as an anxiety-inducing performer.
I agree. We're both anxiety-inducing. Yeah.
And I was like, oh God. But I also, I hosted this.
Tell you what else is anxiety-inducing? Some of the people that go to relaxed performances.
I agree.
No one's saying that's an anxiety-free space. There's a lot of anxious people in that room. And unfortunately, anxious people, like you and me, also induce anxiety in other people. It's like a trickle-down effect.
It really is, except it's more like a spray effect.
This is why all my friends are anxious women. I surround myself with people with anxiety.
Were they before? Who knows? It's a chicken and an egg situation. But
we're all like, do you reckon this tube is going to crash? Yeah, we're all thinking.
Now that you've said it. But so that's happening. So I'm hoping that we make it through that, and then we're going on holiday together. But when we'll need it. But
yeah, because it's your birthday as well.
But guess what I did the other day? I hosted a fundraiser for her. It's the most lesbian thing. I hosted a fundraiser for my girlfriend's football team.
Wait, I saw this on Instagram. Did you actually do that?
Yeah.
You can't be around that many football people. You don't know what to say, babe.
I didn't know what to say. And I just ended up hitting on everyone. She wasn't there, so it was
you weren't
fine,
doing that thing where you were like kicking shin pads, being like, you really can't feel it. Like me on the school field when I was in year 8. Like, are you sure? There's nothing.
Honestly, that's basically what I did. It was so funny. But they got trashed and it was really fun.
That's nice.
But yeah. And then I accidentally invited them back to Ellen's house, and she was like, are you okay? And I was like, oh, I got real drunk and brought all these lesbians back, but now I'm tired, I want to go to bed, so bye.
Was that a relaxed performance, the golf thing?
Yeah, no, I was pretty stressy and mean to them, but they loved it because they're football boys.
Yeah.
Football boys. Hey, so yeah.
I'm interested in relaxed performances just as a topic, because I don't think any of my shows at Edinburgh this year are relaxed. I don't remember being asked if I wanted them to be, but I should do at least one.
Yeah, I always try to have some, and I always try to always make sure that I get Babes in Arms allowed on my thing, because like, it's fine. Like, it makes no difference if someone's breastfeeding. Like, you don't care. Like, it's like...
I don't know if I feel bad now because I don't think I even looked into that. I always put a recommended age guideline purely because it is adult content and there are triggering subjects.
I mean, it's just comedy. Like, I wouldn't mind a baby crying. Who'd mind that?
Hey!
I was just reminding me last week when it was just me and Helen, sorry, the week before that, and we just kept...
The best week. No, I'm joking. You were so sick.
We just kept saying personality types, and then we go, of course that reminds us of a comedian, and then we look eyes and then go, yeah, got it, same person.
We never even checked in if it was the right person.
No, we didn't, but we did it 3 times.
Yeah.
But, were they all me?
No.
Okay, because you remember the week before when Helen kept being like, oh yeah, because I was talking about this, about you.
We're going a month back now. I won't remember
Okay, I remember this because a few weeks ago, you kept dropping in that you and Jodie Mitchell had obviously been slagging me off on a train.
Yes.
And you just kept being like, oh yeah, because I was talking about you. And I was like, these are all insulting things you were saying.
It's hard though with women like us because we're offended if people don't talk about us, but if they do, it's never right. So we can't really win. Like if you were like,
Good swerve, politician Bauer. Great swerve.
Can you tell I've been listening to like a political podcast by the New York Times?
Helen's like,
and now my language is
you want me to be bitching about you because otherwise you're irrelevant. How about that? I'm like, okay. You have learned some tricks from
I'm gonna be a New York Times journalist.
You didn't learn nothing from your mother. You got something there.
I learned a lot from Anne Bauer, okay, but I've also learned a lot from the Grey Lady.
Oh, the Grey Lady.
Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
I think it is. I think that's what the slang is for.
That?
It's called Down the Rabbit Hole, is what the podcast is called. Oh, it's about radicalizing how people end up being radicalized.
Okay, fascinating. There's a really good episode of You're Wrong About
You're Wrong About
on how to like basically save your family members from Fox News, but also or how to deal with losing them, not really save them, but how to deal with losing them. And also I am just about to start a podcast that I'll let you know how it goes, but I just read a thing about it and I've been waiting for it to come out, and it's out, called The Apology Line. My mom told me about it. It's,
I don't know.
This guy in New York set up a phone line for 15 years where you could call at any time of the day to apologize for anything. But then the apologies obviously became like, he was just called Mr. Apology. It was anonymous. And so people would apologize for like infidelity, stealing, like much worse stuff, much less worse stuff.
Murder?
I guess so. And so it's hosted by his wife, and she's talking about the toll it took on him. So I'm fascinated to listen to that. So yeah.
Oh my God, so it's talking about the podcast that did exist and like, but the behind the scenes of actually
The phone
making
line
that.
that did exist.
Oh my
She's hosting this
God.
podcast about his time as that.
Okay, I want to listen to that
I
as well.
know,
That
The
sounds
Apology Line, I can't
incredible.
wait to listen to it.
Because I remember getting so addicted to Beautiful Anonymous, which is when people could just call up anonymously and talk for an hour.
I've never heard
With,
of that.
I swear I must have mentioned on the podcast before. This was years ago. I started
Are
listening
you listening
to
to
it.
them talking, or are you listening to something
Yeah,
about...
no, you're listening to them talking. So it's Chris Gethard. You know the comedian?
Yeah.
And he's an American comedian. He's very, very good. He's also an improviser. But he talks to people for an hour. And obviously, same as everything, it's amazing to start with when people figure out what it is. Because it's like reality TV.
Yeah.
Like the first couple of seasons are sick.
Yeah.
And then people start trying to like play the game.
I get it.
But he is just chatting with people. And it's just, they're so open because it's so, no one knows who they are, right? And no one knows at the beginning if it's going to be a big podcast or not. And it's just so magical.
That's so cool. I want to do that.
And host it?
Yeah.
You'd be good at it.
That sounds
But
so
it's
cool.
like, it's tricky because like you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, I
Like
mean-
when we get a guest in here, like they know they're coming on a comedy podcast. They're usually comedians. So they're just like, oh, come in, let's have a chat, let's banter, let's catch up and let's solve a problem.
But also if it gets real serious, it would be like, yikes.
But when it gets serious in here, I can't handle it.
I know you can.
You love it.
I love it so much. I'm happy to be earnest at any
My whole body is like, I think if you zoomed in on the video during any of the serious moments of the podcast, you can see the hairs on my arms going.
Yeah. I know. You're like me when I drive. Which is,
Yeah.
I remember, oh no, actually that's a gross joke, but maybe
Go for it.
Just that once we were in the car, like maybe like the third time I was driving her, and Ellen was like, have you farted? And I was like, it's insane that you would even think that I would be loose enough to do that. I am
But
so
sometimes just
stressed.
accident.
No, I am like, my anus is inside of me while I drive still. It's like, nothing's getting out.
That is
Or in.
so sexy, actually.
Is this good content?
Is this good content?
Are you having a nice
My
time?
anus gets so tight, it goes inside of me.
I used to talk about butt stuff before. I hate this.
I think it's honestly been so charming to watch you get more comfortable with your anus over the last couple of years.
Thank
no?
you. I do have to tell you one last thing, which is that I have a new addiction.
Can I guess? Having your hair like a mermaid, skincare routine,
No, sure.
doing a bath, tinting my eyelashes,
These are just
something
things
to
you
do
know I
with
do.
manicures, Botox, exercising,
Shout out to Dr.
Pilates.
Ian.
Yeah. Shout out to the Pilates class. Shout out to my
FSH.
girlfriend Ellen.
I have a small, boring life.
Shout out to HelloFresh. I love HelloFresh.
We're not sponsored by HelloFresh. Stop giving them free airtime.
Sorry.
They are very
Oh, I'm
nice, though,
sorry.
Andrew. They are very nice.
Sorry for protecting my peace. Sorry.
Sorry.
Anyway, God, my sad fucking little life. What a sad little life, Jen.
No, it's very charmed. It's charmed. It's
Well,
a
no,
charmed
this
life.
it is a charmed life.
I'm addicted to farting in my garden and
You're
smelling
disgusting. I don't want
What are you
don't
addicted
hop
to?
on that, Andrew. If you're gonna jump with
It's a nice segue. You reminded me with the sad little life, Jane. One of my friends recently was drafted in to do stand up as
Yeah.
the entertainment section for somebody's Come Dine With Me episode.
Stop it.
Oh, they're still making Come Dine With Me new episodes.
Oh yeah. Which made me wonder, what would you guys do to entertain your guests on Come Dine With Me?
Okay, wonderful
Not
question,
hire a
Andrew.
stand-up, but thank you
No,
for
yeah.
asking.
Yeah, probably get you and Catherine in to do a little like podcast segment.
No, you'd have fucking close-up magic.
Oh, I do love magic-y.
Oh God, I'd probably think it was a great idea at the time to have like a trad music band.
You
It would
wouldn't
just
be
a
able
bunch of
to
British
go
people
on
being
Come
like-
Dine With Me full stop.
No. Can
People
you
going
imagine
through your
eating in three other
drawers.
Oh yeah, and also eating in three other people's kitchens. When that guy put the whole whisk in his face, and I was like,
That
why
was
are you even
incredible.
doing this?
That's one of the most iconic moments in British pop culture
incredible.
was the man taking the chocolate mousse off that whisk and Claire with her planks. It's just nicer, isn't it? It's just nicer than a food of a plank. My favourite is Joe Likes Rice. We've been over this a million times, but for the 200th millionth time, the moment on Come Dine With Me, shout out to my friends Alice and Francis that share it with me all the time. It's a couple and they're sitting there next to each other, couple of women, nothing wrong with that, and they're
Did you actually just do that?
just a bit of fun, really. And they're sitting next to each other, and then they're
Wait,
like,
so they're on Come Dine With Me as a couple? Is there a
couples come dine with
There's
me.
couples Come Dine With Me?
Where have
Yeah,
you
yeah.
been for the last decades?
What?
Seriously, stop working, watch TV.
But also, excuse me, are gay men not winning this just every week?
Andrew, bleep out this name. With her husband.
Fuck off.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Fuck off.
Yes.
Can we wrap this thing up? I need to go home.
Yeah, okay, you've actually got a lot to watch, but basically,
Fuck off.
there's a
Did
couple.
they win?
There's fine. So there's this.
Are they deeply unpopular?
I think they're northern lesbians, and they're like
Northern lesbians. You don't have to say it
they're
like that.
Oh, can you describe your pudding, please? And the two of them are there. I'd be like, right, yeah, we've made we've got strawberry and basil because Jane here really likes the flavour combination. She loves strawberries, and Jane's just like, yeah, I just love the fruit. And then obviously we've got the rice with it, and they're like, why is that? And they're like, well, Joe likes rice. And then there's just like Joe going, I do.
like rice pudding.
No, rice with strawberries and basil, because Joe likes rice.
Not rice pudding. Do you mean rice pudding?
No,
rice pudding with strawberries
I
and
understand
basil.
what you're saying. Joe likes rice. She just likes rice. That's how they came up with their dessert. One of them really likes strawberries and basil. One likes rice. I like rice.
Oh, I need to go home and watch all of this immediately. Oh, and actually, I still have all of the new Sex and the City to watch, so we got to wrap this thing up.
No, we've got to focus on Come Dine With Me because, like, for anyone who's listening overseas, like, it is incredible. Like the dump truck one you just did. You didn't say dump truck. You did Sad Little Life, Jane. But that comes after him being like, you've got as much grace as a reversing dump truck,
It's
my love.
so good.
I'd watch it on a
It's so
compilation, including the women in the early X Factor auditions who get really angry with Simon Cowell.
they punch.
My favourite being, where's your brain, Simon, and your middle toe?
Nice.
It is wonderful.
So just to check in, my question was,
don't
what
remember.
will you be doing in August?
Right. Oh yeah, Edinburgh as well. The last 2 weeks.
What will your week look like?
Catherine's just trying to have a nice conversation with what we're doing in August, and I'm
Yeah.
like, where's your brain, Simon, and your middle toe?
Jane likes rice. So no, seriously though.
Joe likes rice.
Apologies. But what
You've got as much grace as a reversing dump truck.
Ken, what are you doing?
Yes, the last 2 weeks I have no partner, so they will not be taking it.
Look at you.
I will be travelling up by train alone and travelling down by train
That
with
sounds better.
Heidi Regan.
Lovely.
I will be seeing some shows. I've only booked in for one show so far.
I need to book some
for
shows ASAP.
Laura Ramuso.
Damn, you got a ticket. I think it's like already sold
I
out.
booked it super early,
I
and
need
I'm
to
proud
book
of
some
myself.
shows. I gotta book those shows. Okay,
I
what
know.
else?
And then I'm coming down home.
Lovely. Gorgeous.
Yeah. And my show is ready, and I'm going to say it. It's just a laugh a minute. You know what? 2 laughs a minute. It's gag central. You know, bring your sick bag. You will be throwing up. No, it's average at best. Come along.
I'm up while
What
you're
a
up.
mixed bag. You
No,
going?
I'm up for 3 days. I'm doing a tribute show for Gareth Richards.
Yeah, of course
Whistle
you did a
Binkies
tribute
at
show.
4 o'clock.
Gorgeous.
What dates?
I'm doing the 16th and the 17th, I believe. Yeah, 16th and 17th. And there's some big people like dropping in. So
I'd say that
yeah,
runs
up there.
daily throughout the whole month.
Daily,
doesn't
it's
it?
free entry, and there'll be Gareth had some very big name friends so there'll be some
And what are
wonderful
they raising
surprises.
money for? Or are they paying yaks, or what is the deal?
The money is going towards his children.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing. I'll go along.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. If you are looking for something to do at Edinburgh and you want to go see a mixed bill, that is the mixed bill to go.
That's
in.
so
Mm-hmm.
For
nice.
sure,
I
go
didn't
and
know that. I'm really
support
glad
it.
I know. Whistle Binkies, 4 o'clock.
Yes, it's called a
if
show
you
for
were
Gareth.
And just for anybody who doesn't know, Gareth Richards
Yes, Sadie passed away this year. So
was
yeah.
a wonderful comedian and a very nice man.
Yes, fantastic comedian, lovely man. And 4 o'clock Whistle Binkies was his regular Edinburgh slot, and he had it booked in for this year.
It's
and,
being honoured.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Definitely go see that.
But I'm addicted to big shops.
Oh,
Oh, sorry. Oh, I forgot we were talking about addiction.
Can I just say that neither of you are very good at letting me finish a thought, get to the end of a point. Big shops is what is the answer.
I've got no idea what's happening anymore.
I told you I was addicted to something, and you then did a big list, and then we did Jane, and then we did the dump trucks, and then we got to Gareth, which I'm so glad about. But I would just like to say it's big shops to the point that everything's full. All my cupboards are full now. I'm ready for the apocalypse.
Okay.
I have enough loo roll for a year, but I can't stop bulk buying because I have a boot now. And it's so hard not to go buy. And also, it's so relaxing at the big Sainsbury's.
Yes, big Sainsbury's is fun.
It's so soothing. And also, I can have a trolley now. And also, there's so many bays, so I can park all those all over the place. And it's so close to my house.
Yeah.
Last night, I did one by myself.
Yeah.
I had the nicest time.
I can't help you with this. I love it. It's so
It's
fun.
more fun on your own. There's no one to debate whether or not it's worth it. I just get it.
I mean, I go with Sunil and then we go our separate ways and then he waits for me by the car vaping and I just take my time. I love it.
so
But I
nice.
always leave with a candle or a bath mat, something I don't need.
I got magnesium salts. What do they do?
There you go.
What
There
do
you
they
go.
do? I don't know.
For the bath or for your food?
For the bath, because
All right.
I remember Aisling be on this podcast saying that sometimes one of her healers suggests it. And I was like, well, if Aisling's doing it, it can't be all bad.
It's got to be good then.
Yeah, so, but I don't know what they do or if I should have paid as much money as I did for them.
How much did you pay
I
for
don't wanna-
salts for your bath?
I don't know, the nectar price, because I'm no fool. Because I'm no frickin' fool.
I don't have a nectar card, but I do love Big Sainsbury's. Because Big Sainsbury's has
How
Habitat
do you not have a nectar
and
card?
two.
Why would
So
you
you've
not
got-
have a nectar
I
card?
don't know.
That makes no sense. I save all my points for Christmas. It covers my shop. What are you talking about?
I've got a Boots card. I'm not a moron.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you get nectar? You can get petrol points. You're crazy.
I don't drive-y.
Yeah, but you go to Sainsbury's.
I love Sainsbury's.
Sometimes the Sainsbury's have an Argos in them as well, like a little shop.
This one does. This
The
one
one
does.
by me does as well.
I don't ever want to see. If you see me at the big Sainsbury's, you look away.
I mean, we live on the other end of London from each other.
I
There
know.
is no way we're
But
going to
if
be at
it
the same
were,
big Sainsbury's.
I want you to know that that's my private time, and you look away and you don't talk to me, and I look away and I don't know you.
If anyone recognises Catherine from the podcast while she's in Big Sainsbury's,
Do not talk to me.
definitely go up and get a picture. That is the time to do it. Also get a picture of her trolley and send it to me and Andrew so we can analyse it.
I actually think somebody wanting to look in what is in my big shop would feel more exposing than someone reading my diary.
Really? I always think YouTube search history. I'd rather someone look at my Pornhub than my YouTube. It's so
I know what you
private.
mean. For me,
I
it's
once
the big shop, actually, now that I say it.
walked in on my dad whilst he was on YouTube, and I've never felt so like he felt so exposed. He turned around and was like, what, and sort of tried to cover the
Was
screen.
it porn?
You know, he was re-watching the Susan Boyle audition from Britain's Got Talent. But to catch a man in his 50s doing that by
We've
himself.
all done it. Nessa
I know.
Norma.
No.
Was it not Nessa Norma?
You just got confused between.
She sang "I Dreamed a Dream."
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking of the other guy.
Yeah, you were thinking of the guy that works at Carphone
Paul
Warehouse,
somebody?
phones for you.
Is that Paul Potts? Paul Potts, not to be confused with
Paul Pot.
Dictator. Yeah.
Yeah. Also an Aries.
Who the Dictator or
Yeah.
Paul Potts?
The dictator.
Why do I store so... what I store so much information in my brain, but it's all just so approximate. It's close, but it's never right.
My dad is-
I'm going to be shit on... Please blank out the name of that television
Or
show.
a random TV show.
I think everyone's worked.
Everyone knows.
It's a British quiz show you have to do research for.
Yeah.
God damn it!
I have watched that Susan Boyle audition so many times, but it's in my... I like the Cher Lloyd one where she auditions and she does Get My Swag On, the Kerry Hilson version, and they say to her oh, your parents here, and she went, they're backstage, and she says it like that. And then there's the Stacey Solomon one. Her first audition is fucking incredible.
What did she sing?
I see trees of green.
Was she good?
Oh, incredible.
Was she?
Her voice is gorgeous.
Even though she smoked during all those pregnancies.
What?
That's the funny thing. Is Stacey Solomon got papped smoking while she was pregnant and everyone went berserk.
Everyone has one when they're pregnant. Just one. Baby's not smoking it, you're smoking it. Right?
We cannot advocate for that.
Okay, we are not advocating.
And to be
that.
clear, we're not. We're actually not. Hey, guys.
Hey, should we have one a guess?
Hey, guys. Let's have a guess, guys.
Hey, should we just say thank you so much for listening to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for listening. If you want to sign up for our secrets, they're all in the extras. You just join our Patreon.
And-
it's a good value Patreon. You know how they work. You just sign up for whatever amount of money you can afford. But listen, we'll usually say it's like the price of a coffee or blah blah blah. Just look, we'd love to have you. We have for every episode we've done. So we're on episode 96. There are 96 extra episodes plus. If you pay £10, you get all the live shows too. Like, there's so much content on there that I think it's worth it. I actually think it's a real good deal now.
It's a really good deal, and we also appreciate this cost of living crisis going on. If you feel like you are not able to sign up for that, but you still want to support us and the show, thank you so much for wanting to do that. Please go and tell your friends and family about Trusty Hogs. Get them
Share
to join
it,
us.
like, subscribe.
If you're listening on the app right now, just scroll down. You see those empty 5 stars? Click 5, leave us a lovely review, go on our YouTube, leave us a comment, leave us a like. It means so much. And please enjoy our wonderful guest.
I dreamed a dream, was it?
Oh my God, it's Jordan Brooks.
Woohoo!
Andrew even said it was Dream to Dream. You need to listen. You need to listen. What's up, Hogs? It's Helen Bauer here. Just to let you know, I am going on tour this year. It's starting in Edinburgh. I'll be there from the 14th to the 27th, and then I'm hitting up Europe. I'm hitting up Paris, Harlem, Copenhagen, the places you've been begging for me to go, and then all around the UK, apart from Wales. For some reason, I don't have a Welsh date yet, so please, if you're in Wales and you have a venue, just let me know and I'll just come there. We'll have a bit of fun. All the tickets are available on my website.
Hello, lovely
I'd love
Trusty
to see you
Hogs.
there,
Andrew
and please
here,
bring Helen
just with a
please.
pre-chat
Thank you so much.
warning
Goodbye.
before going into the Jordan Brooks section of this podcast. Jordan is a very subversive comedian, I would say, and this is a very subversive guest interview. Probably not what you're used to on Trusty Hogs, and I appreciate on the face value it might be interesting, shall we say. But I would like to reassure you that Helen and Jordan are very good friends, and we are all happy and good with this recording. You're probably worrying about what sort of content's going to be involved now, but I will leave that for you to enjoy. But just to let you know, everyone's all good. And if you can watch on YouTube, that is probably the best place to watch Helen's unfolding tantrum. Without further ado, enjoy the chat with Jordan Brooks.
Welcome, Jordan Brooks.
Welcome, Jordan
How are
Brooks.
you?
Oh wow, yeah, good.
Yeah? I was trying to explain while you were making Jordan tea that this is our second record of the day.
Correct.
And what happens around now is you get weird.
No, I'm feeling fucking zen. Apart from my gas, which has suddenly presented itself. Had a big burp before we started this record, didn't I, Andrew? Big burp, yeah. But thank God it came out that way. Am I right? It's a small room. Why aren't you sleeping over mine tonight?
So you feel normal?
I struggle to be in this room for longer than 2 hours, and we've been here for 6 hours, has it been?
Yeah.
Welcome,
Yeah.
Jordan.
Thank you so much for having me. This is an absolute delight.
Do you want to talk about how we'll all die one day?
No, why
Do you
would I
want to talk
that?
You
about
don't
the
want to
world?
hear your jokes?
No, I don't have any jokes about death. I find it really scary.
All of your jokes are about death.
No, they're not.
Yes, they
No,
are.
they're not.
Every single one of your jokes is about death. What are you
They're
talking
about cum.
No, they're all about death.
Well,
Well,
cum is the death, I guess.
Death of what?
The baby.
Of many.
no, not the
Of a life,
baby.
of a life.
No, it's more metaphorical.
Lives.
It's general. It's more of a general.
A general death.
Yeah.
What's your favourite death?
No, this is not how we're... Let Jordan How are you today, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, mate. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good. You're
Good.
doing Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm.
What's your show called?
I don't know. What should it be called?
Titanic the musical.
Why?
Because you're doing Titanic the musical during your show.
I told you that in absolute confidence.
Fabulous.
Jordan messaged me a couple of months ago being like, I just spoke to Sunil and I
Unfortunate timing
wanted
for
to
you.
ask about the Titanic. He says that you know loads about it. And I was like, you know what? You're in fucking luck. And I was at a family wedding in the middle of Wales and
Couldn't
I
wait to
got to
leave.
take a phone call about the Titanic.
Was she helpful?
No,
What? Are you fucking joking?
I'd like to think that I taught her.
About
Really?
what?
About the Titanic.
I told you everything about the Titanic.
No, you told me like the basic stuff that people
Could Google?
like know from watching a YouTube video. I know the stuff from reading books.
What books have you read about the Titanic?
Titanic the book.
It's actually a book.
Yeah.
That sounds really good, actually. I would read that.
It's not a fucking book. This guy.
Isn't there a Titanic the TV show coming out soon? Because like the film was obviously massive
I'm
in
not
'97.
abreast of this in the way that you are.
Titanic is a
obviously.
fascinating.
Is there another
history.
TV show out?
I think there is. I think they're going to do a kids' cartoon version of it, where the iceberg is played by Joaquin Phoenix. That'd actually be amazing, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay, you're just giving me the blankest. I told you about the other boats, the Carpathia.
Yeah, I know about the Carpathia. Do you know about the Californian?
Yeah, Californian ignored the signal. Terrible stuff.
Did it ignore the signal?
Yeah, it did ignore the signal. They saw it and they didn't go.
That isn't what happened.
Okay, what do you think happened?
What do I think happened, or what do I know?
What do you know happened?
Oh.
I think it was a collection of events and errors. It's never just one thing. They used the wrong colour flare.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Who did?
The Titanic.
The Titanic. And the Californian weren't sure what it was they were supposed to be doing.
You should always go and check, I'd say.
Yeah, but it's
What
6 months
flare
away.
were they meant to use?
Like a particular colour, like white or something, they use like red or orange.
Oh
or
my
something.
God.
So
Yeah, all the
there were
other
like
around.
3 boats that could have made it and saved everyone's life that were close to them in the Atlantic
off, I
when it
didn't
was
know that.
sinking, but they didn't actually go.
Yeah.
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 Holy shit.
Yeah, and they just watched it.
Yeah.
Just watched it unfold.
From a
Why
from
would
a,
they-
a distance.
From a
They
distance.
weren't like just there, but they could have made it because it did take a
If
while
they
to
got
sink.
their
Yeah.
skates on.
If they went immediately, yeah, they could have definitely got there.
Whoa.
It's so bad.
That's horrendous.
Then when you think about the amount of lifeboats that those boats would have had that they could have brought people onto, it was
Jesus.
insane.
That's unbelievably tragic. Wow. Hey, welcome to the show. We're like a fun show, fun vibes. Here's a question. Not one I've ever asked a guest before. What do you think you know of our podcast? Since you seem in the know, you seem like a research guy. What do you think you know?
Bullshit if you ever listened to an episode.
He's
No,
not.
it's-
He's not claiming he has.
Okay.
No, I'm not saying I have, and I'm not saying I haven't.
What do you know of it? What do you think of it? What do you,
It's like
what space does it hold in your mind, Jordan?
two
Brooks?
ladies talking about stuff, and people love it. I know that.
Wow,
Continue.
that's really rude. No, the fact that Jordan wasn't like 2 comedians, he was like 2 ladies.
Stupid whores. That's the subtext of it.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely sounded like my brain went to suggested another word, and I also corrected. Some ladies.
2 bitches.
Do you honestly think it's just us talking?
Yeah, isn't that what it is?
No, it's actually grade A banter 247.
It's
Right.
comedy.
Yeah. No, I get. No, totally. Yeah, no, I understand. I understand that. That's.
Remember that funny bit we did earlier?
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Aren't you having a
Yeah,
great time?
Yeah, this is great.
Aren't you already having such a laugh?
Yeah.
You know what? Every now and again on Trusty Hogs, sure, we make a misbooking.
It doesn't always work
And
out.
today is that day.
It doesn't always work
We've got
out.
ourselves a lovely young man who, for some reason, doesn't want to banter with us.
You wouldn't
Why?
have to tell he
'Cause
asked to do it.
He's afraid of our wit. How about that?
No, that's
He's
not.
afraid of being outwitted.
This is like when you were thrilled there was no Edinburgh Comedy Award, scared of the competition.
Here we go again. Every winner is. Who's going to come up and take it away from you this time?
Well, it's already been taken away.
That's true,
Who's
actually.
like
Yeah,
who?
Sam Campbell.
For that 2-week run,
Remember-
behave yourself.
I know.
Behave yourself. Behave.
I'm
You're
going
still
for
my
it.
champion.
Thank you.
I'm going to go for it this year because I'm doing 2 weeks. The
Go
worst thing
for
about
it.
doing
You
Edinburgh
don't
this year
self-opt.
is doing 2 weeks is everyone goes like, but you're doing it just because you can get the award that way. And I'm like, are you? No, I'm doing 2 weeks so I can be further away from that sort of world of pressure. But then because Sam won last year doing 2 weeks, everyone assumes if you're doing 2 weeks, you're like going up to like snag it. And it's like, no!
I don't
feel like
think
it's a
of
new
you
pressure.
as that at all. As in like the new Sam Campbell? No.
No,
I don't-
like a little bit.
Oh, are you just looking at our tat there, Jordan?
It's cool.
And
really
these are all
cool.
gifts from listeners.
For anyone who's not watching the
No,
video, I'd
yeah.
ask you
Single
to
one.
do that.
Yeah.
That's
so some
amazing.
people made some pigs of us.
Oh, it's like a micro art.
That's
yeah.
that's pig me and that's pig Helen and that's pig me and that's pig
Do
Helen.
you know what I love about this is because sometimes we have a guest on and they're very drawn to Helen's energy, but because you know Helen so well, you just immediately drifted off. You're like
Developed
"Oh, what's-"
immunity to
Jordan
it.
has been ignoring me since 2016.
And do they send you like the Diana stuff as well? And the
Yeah,
cushions?
Yeah, because-
That's
Pay
all.
attention to
Because
me.
Helen loves Diana.
Please pay attention to me.
Do you think one of the
Don't touch,
listeners
don't
would
hit.
make something of me to go in the collection?
Maybe, but
Like a little guy on the pig.
I mean,
A
there
little
is
guy would be
an
nice.
unnamed crochet pig that we could make
that
the
could
Jordan
be you.
pig.
That one's bald.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll have that.
That's
Well, not have
M.
it, but yeah,
oh,
I'll
it's
just.
M.
Could-
It's M.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
M.
no, the one next to
This
Look
one.
at that one. Yeah, that could be you.
No, that's Sunil.
Thank
No, it's not.
No, I feel like that's more me.
Yeah, look at the dead eyes. Come on.
Why am I not getting any attention from Jordan right now? Did you plan this before I came in?
Are you going to Edinburgh as well?
We don't. No. yeah, I am. Just for the first week.
Great.
Just for the first week, and I think I feel quite like the Fringe gets to be this year what I thought it would be, which is like just playing around. Do you think that
Hello.
so you were in Hungary? No, you were in Romania for holiday.
Romania holiday.
What
yeah,
made
yeah.
you go to Romania for holiday?
It's cheap.
I've shit myself.
Cheap, nice. That's
I've actually
very
shit
nice.
myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
It's really
lovely.
cool. Lots of bears.
I'm pregnant.
Are there
There's
I'm not
crazy
keeping
numbers
it.
of bears.
It's my dad's.
bears?
Apparently, the half of Europe's population resides in Romania.
Please.
And I went on a tour up a mountain.
Which mountain?
I can't remember which one it was.
By foot or by car?
By car, but on the
Nice.
roadside, all the bears wait
Okay.
patiently for food to be chucked
No,
out the
they
windows.
don't.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
they're too domesticated.
Yeah, they're crazy domesticated. Well,
That's
they don't attack. There
astonishing.
hasn't been like a bear-related death for 20 years or something like that.
That's really impressive. 20 years isn't
Yeah.
that long.
It's not that long.
But
it's still
long
suspended.
enough
Yeah,
to feel
yeah.
okay. Yeah, you're on
It's
your
still
edge.
it's still
I'd say.
post-millennium.
Yeah.
So it feels current.
Post-millennium indeed. Oh God, we
how
really
I-
are, aren't we? Jesus, that's
Yeah.
good.
We happen to.
Please.
And so you don't know what your show's called, but you know it's got some Titanic. Is it solely about the Titanic?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but
Right.
maybe. Yeah, I think it could be quite fun.
What stage are you in? Like early stage of work in progress? or
Yeah,
mid-
super
me
early.
too,
Yeah,
me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay, that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. I think it's good to just take your time with it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. That's exciting. We have listener problems. What kind of advice giver are you?
I think I'm pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Why
I'm
so?
quite wise.
Wise.
Yeah. Do you think you're a good advice giver?
No, I think I'm only good in relation to things that I have had to learn over and over and over again. So there are some things I'm good at advice giving because there's never a mistake I make singularly.
So there's certain life lessons that you only know because you've had to retake the
Yeah.
class.
But that does mean I'm like, yes, graduating weirdly old.
Yeah.
but,
No, I get it.
But like,
Yeah,
I
totally.
I'm going to graffiti your
Yeah.
tablecloth.
I could totally
I'm actually going to
empathise with that,
graffiti your tablecloth. Please
So-
pay attention to me. What the fuck is this? Please. I want to talk about going on holiday as well, but I feel this is so uncomfortable. I feel like I've died.
And did you have listener problems?
You have loads of listener problems.
Wonderful. Let's have one.
No, stop. I'm going to need a compliment from everyone in here because I'm feeling blocked. I am feeling ignored. And I'm sorry I poured water and took my top off. But this is mad.
Oh, do you want that censored on the YouTube, by the way?
No, Andrew, I don't want it censored.
Okay.
Have you been to Romania?
No, but I'd love to go.
Can
Yeah,
you-
no, it's lovely. I went to.
I've been to Slovakia.
Dracula's Castle.
I've been to Slovakia.
Of course, because
It's,
he was Transylvania initially, and then
Transylvania.
yes, very exciting.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
A
So that was
classic
really
quiz
cool.
question. Do you quiz?
Not really, no.
Okay.
No.
I'd
But you can.
quiz.
Oh, you were. I thought you were going to ask me a question.
No. Well, okay. Biggest desert in the world?
Yeah, Arizona.
No.
Hands
No.
down.
No.
Hands down.
Afraid
Sahara.
Not. Afraid not.
Hands
That's
down.
also wrong.
Hands down.
It's Antarctica.
The Antarctica. Very good, Andrew. Andrew pop quizzes.
Antarctica is a sea. Okay, nice one.
Okay.
So thanks for. But
Can you ask
You
me,
were right,
ask,
Andrew,
me
well
a,
done.
ask me a question about the world?
And
You can ask me a
can you
question.
name the 3 American states with 4 letters?
yeah,
Utah.
Utah
Yeah.
Ohio.
Well done, Jordan.
and
Oh.
Ohio, Utah.
Utah.
Good guesses by you. Well done. And the
thank
last
you.
one
And
is
the last one is
Oh, that's for me to do. Is it the hardest one?
no.
Utah. Yeah. Well, I said Utah as well at the same time as you did. Utah, Ohio, Texas, New Mexico,
It's Iowa.
Iowa.
Oh, Andrew,
Iowa.
you can't just jump in like that.
Sorry, it was painful.
Jordan
It
was
very
guessing.
That's a real shame because I was just about to say it and then you.
Jordan was
So
nailing
you
it.
got in there like a fraction of a second earlier.
Andrew. Oh,
So it's fine,
sorry,
it's fine.
Jordan.
I'd say we
I'm
sort of
sorry.
both said it. Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
felt
think that's
that.
a
I
shared
felt
I'd
that.
say that was a shared
I
point.
felt that.
Yes, thank you. For
Andrew,
being
maybe you
generous.
could just give us a listener problem.
Yeah,
Thank you
okay.
very much. God.
Am I not going to get a compliment?
So this
What the fuck is this?
this is a problem entitled "Sad Clown."
Just for you, Jordan. Just for you.
Jordan, please.
That's actually, I couldn't have
Please.
made that up. That was perfect.
That's crazy.
No
Okay.
touching.
Hello, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Woo!
Thanks for this amazing podcast, which makes me howl on my way to work every Thursday morning.
People genuinely laugh at this. They enjoy it.
Oh no, I know. I've seen
Please.
the hoodies.
Please. What the fuck is happening? Am I actually
This
here?
actually feels like really good karma actually
Does
for
Sandman
Helen.
have a person? Does the writer have an initial?
Elle, sorry, Elle.
Hi,
from
Elle.
Elle.
Hi,
Elle says, I have been to see both of your stand-up multiple times. At Catherine's, I had a delightful time. At Helen's, I was systematically bullied throughout both times. So this feels quite karmic, actually, this moment.
I would never bully an audience member.
Elle said she loved it, but still.
Good.
Um,
Sorry, Elle.
Anyway, my problem is, I started doing stand-up about 15 months ago.
Yay!
And I am struggling.
Yeah.
My gigs generally go well, but not well enough for me to progress in any way, and I don't know how to move things along. Not just in terms of opportunities, but also in terms of improving.
Oh.
I thought the solution could be a gong night, but how wrong I was. For those of you that don't know what a gong night is, an audience is given a card. If 3 members of the audience raise up their card, you get gonged off.
And
very
it's a solution
unceremoniously.
for nothing.
They're also encouraged to boo, to
Yeah.
be mean,
It's a
and they generally
bear pit.
tend to gong off women faster, and generally are quite like horrible. It's a horrible place to
Not
be.
me. I wish they'd gong me off. They didn't because I was a woman.
Go on, Andrew.
I feel like I'm experiencing a big block and I'm not sure how to overcome it. I work more than full time and I'm gigging 2 to 3 times a week, and often in a man dungeon-esque room. And it can often be the thing that tips me over the edge in terms of exhaustion and burnout. I feel like I'm supposed to unconditionally love this comedy, and I'm finding it hard, and maybe it isn't for me. Any pearls of wisdom from 2 comedy goddesses? I assume that means Jordan and Catherine.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And how to keep positive in the bleakness of the open mic scene, how to break through writing blocks and find life comedy balance.
Number 1, really quickly. You
Whoa,
are
that's-
goddamn
That's a lot
lucky.
of questions.
To be performing in it.
Because I feel like you'll be good at this, answering this.
Oh really?
Well, yeah, I don't think that you act like comedy brings you exclusively joy, and so that's good. But also, like, I think like writing blocks and also, well, first of all, do you think you have to love it to continue? Do you think they should quit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so
if you've
too.
been doing
to
it
be
for
fair.
15 months and you're not enjoying it, then it's just not for you.
Do you really think that?
Yeah, not everyone can do it. You're either born with it or you're not.
Okay.
I do sort of agree, other than the sort of geneticism about it.
Apart from the eugenicsy bit, no, I actually do genuinely. I think in a lighter way, I think I agree. Which is to say that like, this is the worst part, but you have to love it the most at this point, because otherwise it's all going to be bad, especially if you're not progressing. And also, like, why did you start it? What did you want out of it? If you've gotten those things, it might have been like to get confidence or learn to write or like see if you could. And maybe you've already achieved those. Like, it doesn't have to turn into a career for everyone. And if anything, there are too many comedians. But also, in terms of just as a transferably, how would you get through writer's block? Say they might. By the way, if what we're saying is annoying you, that means you should stick with it. If you're like fuck you, stick with it. But if you're not, then if we're giving you permission to do something that you actually want to do, then great. But writer's block wise, Jordan, what do you think?
I have something to say.
think-
This is so mean.
I think-
Andrew, swap with me.
I think you have to broaden it
I'll
out
swap with her.
into like finding the joy. And so it doesn't necessarily mean like writing more or doing more gigs. It means doing things that bring you joy, that where you feel like most yourself, and then trying to harness that on stage would be my thing.
Okay, can you
So-
give us an example?
No.
Okay, good for you. Good for you. That's fine.
I just think, yeah, I don't know.
Is it like you got to find it funny? And
you got to
fun?
find it funny. You've got to find it funny.
And
yeah.
you have to have fun with it.
Yeah, and don't just write in the way that you think you should write. Because
Yeah.
that's how people do it.
Stop touching.
Catherine, I know an answer.
That makes a lot of sense.
What's happening?
So,
Please.
okay, so
look at
first
me.
of all, you think...
Please look
But
at me.
how do you get through writer's
I'm
block?
gonna fart. I'm gonna fart.
You're facing me, Helen.
How do I get through writer's block?
Do you believe in that as a thing?
Yes, I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that annoyingly that sort of like cliched quote is quite true, which is that like inspiration is for amateurs.
Yeah.
Please.
The rest of us sit down at our desks and do the work. And I
Yeah.
think like I actually do think I probably got 5 minutes by virtue of inspiration, and I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
gotten
yeah.
anything else
Yeah,
since. Like I just
Yeah, I
have to
see
come up
what
with a
you mean.
topic and write it.
Yeah.
But I actually kind of like that because that makes it more doable. I don't have to sit around waiting. I can actually like try to find ways in, which is quite useful.
Yeah.
I also think that it is legitimate to be like, there are certain parts of my life where it's absurd to have thought that I would write.
Yeah. That
Like-
you sit down and actually just have to.
Well, like, for example, I know there are some people who come back from Edinburgh having done that month and are like the most creative they could be.
Yeah.
I cannot write between September and December.
Right.
Basically.
But you're accepting of that as part of the.
I need some part
The
of
ebb
the
and
year
flow.
where there's quiet in my brain and I can get bored and I can have ideas. But
Yeah, no, totally.
and that's okay. Like,
Yeah.
but trying to resist that was actually causing way more hassle than just being like, oh, I'll jot down the idea and I'll write it in January.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work in that time
No.
for me, and I have to have some quiet time for ideas. to
I
occur.
think that's a good. Well, maybe that's the kind of advice that they're looking for. Then is like just take your time with it and don't stress about doing lots of gigs, because that's not. I think that's often bad advice. It's just to like gig as often as you can. It's like yeah, to an extent that's true, but also a lot of gigs are terrible.
They are, and also like I do think it's okay to want to decide what you want out of each individual gig. So like if you're not being paid and there's not really an audience, and you're like 18 of a bill of 25. What are you getting out of that? If you decide it's not like I'm going to do my set in a different order, then that's something in your control that you can get out of that gig.
Yeah, and that's a personal target that you've set yourself that's unrelated to what the audience are doing.
Exactly. Whereas if it's something that you're trying to get that you can control, like you can also decide to do some audience interaction.
Yeah.
But like the rest of stuff, like if you need to be, and if you're not making those decisions, then you will find you don't improve. Like if you're like I'm not improving, but if you're not challenging yourself to do something different each time, and also saying you're not improving, then it's probably
Yeah, you're just you're just hitting your head against the brick wall.
Yeah.
If you're not changing and adapting. And,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pretending
Yeah.
I don't exist.
So I don't know if that's there was like 3 parts to that question. So what else was there?
I'm being polite. They're all pretending I don't exist, and they haven't looked at me for ages.
I think you answered.
People's attention.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh man, hey dude. She's not being polite. That's why nobody's playing along. Your beard is so long.
Make her do that, don't we, by ignoring her?
I don't like it. They've been doing it for like 2 hours now.
It's been 20 minutes.
11 minutes, I'd say.
You look good, man.
You know, it's one of the best things about being at home alone is I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
Deal with what? Being a decent human being and talking to little Helen.
How was your podcast, Helen?
Not going very well, actually.
Are you fucking recording now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I'll see you later.
You guys hanging out?
We're going to do a gig together.
Oh, nice. Have a
Yeah.
good one.
Sneo.
yeah, we're doing the sack with all our friends.
Oh, cute. Have a great gig, guys.
I'm not there.
Thank you, yeah.
The whole gang. That's
The whole gang.
That's so nice. Nail
We'll
it.
have a nice chat tonight when you get back as well.
Yeah.
Super.
No,
Thank
No,
you.
Jordan's not sleeping over.
No, but I might come back for a bit.
Do you not live in London, Jordan?
No.
Whoa. Let's
Yeah,
talk about
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
Break a leg,
They haven't
Sunil.
talked to me.
Bye,
And
mate.
they just keep doing that.
Wait, I didn't think you could do stand-up and not live in London. Explain yourself.
You can and you can't.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Have you always not lived in London while you've done stand-up?
No, I left London 3 years ago in the pandemic.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't been here for 3 years now.
In my head, that's
Everyone-
not possible,
yeah.
but of course nobody else, everyone's so self-involved they won't even notice.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Good for you.
I think it's doable.
Do you-
Where do you live? You live in London?
Yeah,
Whereabouts?
it's killing me. Killing me. Oh, my agent says I have to stop saying my full address on stuff,
Right, fair enough.
if that's okay.
No, absolutely
to
fine.
say
It's
it.
completely
Yeah.
understand.
Oh, fuck's sake. I think that was most of it. I wanted to add when you said about like,
Please. Any thoughts welcome.
just with the last part, just to tee it up while I'm saying what I was going to say was work-life balance, where they wanted to know about with comedy. But I was going to say, like, you don't have to walk away from it fully. If you decide like, this isn't for you career-wise, that's absolutely fine. Just find the gigs that you've enjoyed doing and just do those and drop
can be
in
your
whenever
hobby.
you want. Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, it actually can be a hobby. It's lots of people's
Yeah, it
hobby.
doesn't have to be leading to anything. It can just be fun in and of itself.
I've got friends who
I don't personally understand that in relation to anything.
Well, I'm a huge careerist, but but I get that for some people it's just like makes them feel good about themselves. Whatever.
What? Stand up.
Black's not answering the phone to me.
But yeah, I had a few friends that did that and like just decided, look, it's not going to happen. I'll just do the gigs I want to do, and it's been so great. You know, they're so much happier and healthier with it all.
That's so nice to hear. I'm
good
really
advice.
glad. Great
I'm also a
advice.
comedian, and I've got stuff to say.
Yeah.
Probably a good time
Yeah.
to start wrapping up the podcast now, guys.
Ooh, the producers just said we should wrap up. So, guys, lovely to talk to you. Really nice brainstorming ideas rather than just having to do it myself. And nice to be able to talk actually and be
I'd
listened
like to
to.
say something, please.
No, it's been really lovely. Thank
Yeah.
you
I'd
so
like
much.
to say
Thank you so
something,
much.
please.
And sometimes
Pleasure to have you on.
Sometimes people sort of talk about podcasts as if they'll, especially if I may, with male comedians, like you'll tend to be spoken over. And I've never really found that. I actually sometimes find that with the women, it's hard to get a word in.
Well, the biggest misogynists are women.
That's so true. So true.
Unfortunately.
So thanks for coming in.
No
Really
worries.
nice to
Thank
see you.
so much.
Hey.
It was a bit much with two women.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Because they're competitive, and that's our fault. That is our fault.
We've made the space seem finite.
Yeah.
But the best thing to do is just get rid of one. Sorry, my hairbrush just fell from the sky. Are you good?
I'm absolutely fine. Sorry, finish your point.
No.
Quite hard. Are you okay?
Yeah, that was Hey, keep writing in.
Yeah. Thank you for your problems.
Thank you for your problems. Sorry for your problems.
Apologies. Yeah.
Can I please say
Thank you for
something?
your problems. Have a great week, guys.
May
Thanks
I-
from all of us at Trusty Hog. Andrew, Jordan, and I. Good night.
I don't know what happened. I don't know when we all decided we were going to ignore Helen, but I will say this. I'm sorry that you felt the need to do that, and I'm sorry that I acted out to try and get your attention back, but that was not nice and unkind, and I think you will all realise this when this episode comes out, that was cruel, and I'm very little, and I deserve to be loved.
Where can people find you, Jordan?
You're such a
On
bitch!
JordanBrookeScomedy.com. Join the mailing list. Sometimes I tell people where I'm doing gigs. Sometimes I don't.
Fabulous. Any Instagram, TikTok, Twitter?
If it's meant to be, you'll find me.
Gorgeous.
As in Jordan Brooks Comedy on Instagram. And on TikTok. And then Jord Brooks on Twitter. But who's on there now?
Fabulous. And you'll be in Edinburgh which weeks?
First and last week.
Wonderful.
What are you doing? It's sandwiching.
Yeah, I'm doing a weird sandwich, but I think I'm looking forward to it.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, are you going up?
I'm only doing 3 days.
Oh, right.
Are you looking forward to, with the sandwich, you're going to leave as people are starting to deteriorate, and then you can come back in and see how far they've deteriorated?
Yeah. Well, I mean, a more optimistic way of framing that would be to say that I get to see how far they've developed.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've got to be very negative. There.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So that's also fine, but both valid and probably both on my radar. So.
Oh wow, before the boys start getting competitive,
Yeah.
let's wrap this thing up. Goodbye!
Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all of you who support us on Patreon. We've got a new executive producer, Catherine. Don't look
Woohoo,
sad.
that's
I was
exciting.
singing very beautifully.
I'm glad about the exec. Go on.
So,
Who is it?
It's we've got the classics. We've obviously got the OG execs. We've
Go
got
on.
Simon Morse, Guy Goodman, Mary Fox, Annie Turner, Sarah Jarque-Deakin, Oliver Jago, and welcome from producer to exec, Anthony Conway.
Upgrade. Woo!
Welcome to exec level.
Please enjoy the lounge. Oh my god, how exciting! And also thank you to all of our producers. We've got Richard Bicknell, Elle, Richard Bolt, Sadie Cashmore, Zoe, Rachel Page, Helen A, Abby Wharf, Luke Bright, Kate, May Williams, Amy, Victoria Hutchison, Emma Walton, Becky Fox, Tim and Dom, Raia Fink, Cordelia, Amy O'Riordan, Kai Webb, Key Webb, Matt Sims, Emily G, Tristan, Taz, Claire Owen-Jones, Harald van Dijk, David Walker, Jess Nick, Rachel R, Neil Redmond, Sarah and Molly, Tina Lindsay, Graham Marsh, Leah Overend, Liz Ford, Chloe. Good luck to Em having to edit that.